Do you still recall 10 years ago when you could take a walk, maybe even go for a light jog, and climbing stairs wasn't an issue at all? You used to go up and down, but it's not quite as easy as it was before, right? That's it, basically. And to become as mobile as you used to be, so climbing stairs isn't an issue for you anymore, I've planned 3 exercises for you to try today. Really efficient exercises. You should do them right away. And don't be surprised afterwards if you feel much better, can walk more easily, and notice a significant improvement in your mobility. Why was running so much easier before and now feels so much harder? Sitting plays a significant role because it has a very negative impact if not properly balanced on your hip joints, on your hip flexor, and even on your knees as well over time. If your knees are always at a 90-degree angle, your calves shorten. And all of that together makes running increasingly difficult. But the good news is, if we do the exercises now, it's going to get much better again. And that's precisely why we perform these 3 exercises. We'll work on increasing flexibility and making smooth again what has been gradually getting tighter and tighter. And the 3rd exercise, which is also in the app, has an incredibly good effect. We'll begin with the first exercise right away while standing, focusing on the hip flexor to stretch and lengthen it. We're focusing on the right side. And if you have an issue on the left as well, you can do the same thing on the left. Please stand with your feet shoulder width apart and take a step back with your right foot, about 1 step, then reach with your right hand to the lower part of your glutes and gently place your left hand right on top of your belly button. With that, you're actively controlling your movement, and what you're going to do next is the following. You're essentially pushing your groin forward with your right hand, while at the same time using your left hand to create the sensation in your body that it's shifting backward. And then you'll notice, as you continue to move further back with your body and steadily push the groin forward, that it creates a distinct pull here in the inner thigh area, extending all the way into the groin. And that's exactly where the hip flexor is, which has become so tight and makes running so difficult. Now we'll wait while it gradually stretches out more and more over time. Gets longer and becomes increasingly flexible and relaxed as it loosens up. We'll do this for a minute first. And you'll keep increasing the intensity of the stretch. And you increase it just enough that you can still tolerate it well. Always increase it just enough that you can still tolerate it well, so that it's still a comfortable kind of pain. You breathe deeply and continuously, always striving to push yourself just a little bit further. Your right hand pushes forward while your left hand ensures that you get the feeling of, aha, I need to pull my navel back. And now we'll do strength training, but only do it if you are used to this kind of exercises. If you're not yet, it's better to include it later on, maybe in a few days, when you have already got used to this. Now try to push your right foot forward. Go ahead and give it a gentle, controlled push, slowly moving your right foot forward a bit more. And then you notice that's exactly where it stretches. That's exactly where it tenses. And then you relax again, but you don't come out of the stretch. Instead, you go a bit deeper into it because you notice now there's room for more movement. Because we want to make sure your hip joints become more flexible again and that your legs can run again and move with greater ease and precision. And once more, you pull your right foot forward as powerfully as you can. Intensify it because it's strength training, and try to execute it with every ounce of strength you possess. And relax again, then go a little deeper into the stretch. Then slowly come out of it, shake your leg a bit, and tune into how it feels. And when walking to the chair, you might already notice that it feels different. Then go ahead and take a seat on the chair. As you may know, we were just focusing on the front side earlier. And now we'll concentrate on freeing up the back side. Just slide forward a little more on the chair for me. But not too far, so you don't slide off, ensuring you still have a solid and steady grip. And now start by giving it a try. Stretch your left leg inward. And then place your right foot on your left ankle. Got it. If that feels comfortable, then try to lift your leg gradually higher, challenging yourself a bit more each time. So not with the knee, but try to slide your foot a bit higher. Yes, that's it. Maybe you'll reach up to here and you'll notice, oh, now it's starting to get tough. Then just hold steady in that position and continue the exercise from there. But perhaps you'll even manage to get your foot to go over the knee. Keep trying and see how far you can go. And if it moves over the knee, then you can slowly and steadily bend your left leg just a bit more each time. And then you notice the higher the foot is pushed up, the more it pulls and stretches in the right buttock area. And that's precisely what we're aiming for. That area needs to release and become more flexible. Try to keep your leg as flat and as horizontal as possible without any tension. Press the knee down with your arm. Now make your back as straight as possible and move forward gently and steadily. And then you immediately feel it in your right buttock. It's pulling intensely. And the great thing is, when it really pulls during these exercises, that's when they're most effective. You just can't overdo it. It shouldn't feel like you're pushing or resisting too hard to the point where it starts to feel uncomfortable or even slightly negative in any way at all, really. Because then you're adding tension and we actually want to release it. It's supposed to be a feel-good exercise. That's why you also need to stay just within that comfortable level of discomfort. And you breathe nice and deep. Inhale, exhale. Keep going deeper into the stretch. Keep your back nice and straight. And feel how it's steadily moving further forward with each breath. And now we return to our strength training. How do we do it? You press firmly against your left knee, using the full strength of your right leg to steadily build and maintain strong resistance. Yes, as if you're pushing the leg downward. Tense it as tightly as you can, and you'll feel the tension directly in your glutes. And that helps make the exercise more efficient. And then you release once more and slowly get slightly deeper into the stretch. Release and gently ease a little further into the stretch. And once more, let's concentrate on our strength training. Push down with your right foot as firmly as you possibly can. Using your own leg strength, you'll feel it tightening in your glutes, and that's exactly what we're aiming for. And you relax once more, letting yourself sink a little deeper into the stretch. But as I mentioned earlier, if the tensing is still too challenging for you, simply continue to focus on deepening the stretch for these 2 minutes instead. Okay? And now you get back on your feet, take a few steps forward. And walk over to a wall. Feel it out as you walk. How does that feel? Go a bit further over here, Ina. Keep moving forward now. Take roughly 1 step away from the wall, creating some space. Now go ahead and press both hands firmly against the wall, holding them steady. And this is the exercise I mentioned earlier, the one that's also in the app, which is incredibly efficient. Why is it so efficient? It's the most crucial exercise to counteract the shortening effects caused by prolonged sitting. Because everything tends to shorten when you're sitting if you don't actively counteract it. And now we're transitioning smoothly into the opposite position. And it feels so good, you're going to feel it right away. Move a little closer to the wall. And now you push your pelvis forward. Go ahead and gently push your pelvis forward and lean your torso back slightly. Yes! And now you can do it in a more challenging way. Let your head extend backward. But that's not necessarily required. When it comes to running, you could also keep your head straight. But if you want to make the most of your time and aim for even more relaxation, especially in the neck area, then you can definitely add that in. It really depends a bit on your decision. So, where is the pull now? It's quite possible that it's pulling into your back, which is normal. But I'm not afraid, because even if it pulls into the back, it doesn't necessarily mean the exercise is causing any pain in that area. On the contrary, it actually indicates we're specifically engaging the very muscles responsible for causing the back pain. And that's why your back hurts now, but only to the extent that we allow it. Stay within your comfort zone. With the effect that when you come out of it, your back will feel much freer. You'll notice that afterwards. Go ahead and lean back gently, push your pelvis forward. And stay within the range that's still just comfortably manageable for your body right now. And if you have any back issues, maybe even a herniated disc or something, then just take it really slow and carefully. If necessary, just ask your doctor if they think the exercise is good. But doctors know by now that you can do a lot with it. But always play it safe. Extend further and further, push the hips nicely forward. And if you'd like, you can also gently bring your head into the extension. That makes the exercise significantly more challenging. It's clearly more demanding. And now press your torso firmly against the wall, actively engaging your core strength throughout. With core and hip strength, you now want to push the wall away. but the wall won't move, so your body stays in place. It just engages, and that's exactly what you want. And then you relax again and go deeper into the stretch. And then once more, you push again by engaging the strength of your core. Push again against it. Release again and go further back. And slowly come back out. Gradually ease your way back out of this exercise right at this very moment. Feel into it now, compare it to before, take a few steps. Take a few steps at home too. And what do you feel? Yes, with great certainty and a high likelihood, it already feels much lighter and more comfortable. That's why you have to do this every day. And just like how your hips feel now and how your walking feels, you surely want that in other parts of your body as well. And that's exactly why next Saturday we'll shift our attention to another body part with the next video. Be there and stay tuned for what we'll do.